Yeah, so seems like Disney's released a new animated movie. I'm sure people aren't gonna have anything overly critical to say, right? Yeah, no, I expected that. The question is, are they right? Is Wish just another Disney animated failure, or is there more to it than that? That's what I'm gonna try to unpack for you guys, so let's get into it. Wish was released on Disney's 100-year anniversary, so as you can imagine, it serves as a bit of an homage to all things Disney. Disney's magic, its stories, its characters throughout these 100 years, and sometimes it feels like Wish kind of gets lost in that. It does a great job of giving fan service with great and plentiful Easter eggs. Trust me, there are a lot that you'll notice, but it seems to me maybe that Disney focused a bit too much on making this film an homage rather than its own standalone beautiful story. And we'll get more into why that's the case in a second, but first, let's talk about the story, which in a literal 15-second nutshell can be described as a story about a faraway fantastical kingdom where the king takes in and protects his people's wishes until a girl called Asha finds out he's not the nicest guy ever. She makes a wish on a star so powerful that a literal star that is called Star, nice Disney, comes to help her take back everyone's wishes from the king. Honestly, it sounds pretty simple and basic, but the story in and of itself actually has some interesting elements for sure. I think the concept of wishes and everybody having their own lifelong dream and wish that they hope can be granted is really interesting and heartwarming. The idea of fighting against an all-powerful king that's oppressing his people by monopolizing their wishes is a noble cause against a worthy villain. It all just falls flat in a sense. I just feel like the story isn't as fleshed out as it could be. As if with an extra 30 minutes and more tender love and care in the script, Disney could have really produced a great movie because the potential was definitely there. Unfortunately, that's not what we got. And don't get me wrong, there are some heartwarming moments, there are some funny moments, there are some moments that are genuinely intriguing. It's just that these moments are few and far between, which is such a pity because it feels like it had so much going for it, and the story and script really let down a lot of the other elements of the movie, like the amazing animation, which might be a controversial take, so let's dive into that. I've seen some people online complain about Disney's decision to use a mix of 3D and 2D animation, but I honestly think it's a really welcome, innovative style. Disney's been doing 3D animation for so long, it seems like now, that I was more than happy to see something different. And in my opinion, it was executed really well. Compare these two side by side. Encanto was 3D and it was done well, but I just personally really like the aesthetic that they landed upon with Wish's mixture of animation. It kind of feels warmer than recent Disney movies, kind of reminiscent of some of the 2D animated classics, of course, and I'm guessing that's what they were going for, because it definitely made me feel nostalgic without really knowing why. The way some of the stills look from the movies, just beautiful, and I'm really hoping that this experiment is just a start, because as much as I like this blend, let's be honest, there's nothing better than some well-animated 2D animation. It is so much better than 3D. And that brings us to the music, and the part where I think Disney made a huge mistake. The music is such a key part of every Disney classic, and it's just as instrumental in this movie. Instrumental. Get it? The songs were written by Julia Michaels and Benjamin Rice. They're both Grammy-nominated songwriters that have helped craft songs for Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Ed Sheeran, John Legend, etc. They're clearly both talented at what they do. But honestly, this was where Disney went wrong. And neither of them have experience doing this specific type of songwriting. And that's so apparent. The songs are basically pop songs primarily. Not only that, some of the lyrics of Wish's songs sound like what somebody who's never done this would think Disney songs should be. Or in other words, Wish seems like the first Disney movie to have song lyrics generated by ChatGPT. I'm sorry, but lyrics like, "I can't help it if mirrors love my face, it's genetics, yeah, I got these genes from outer space," horrendous. "See this kingdom, I built it up, and you still complain, ungrateful much?" Horrible, horrible, so bad. I cringed just doing that, I'm not gonna lie. They're just really bad. They really do seem like ChatGPT's version of a Disney song. And that's what happens when you pull from pop songwriters to write their first Disney songs. What did you expect, Disney?
What did you expect, my old friend?
Now, that being said, I don't want to be overly scathing. I do really like some of these songs. The melodies are infectious at times, and songs like The Wish, Welcome to Rosas, At All Costs are absolute bops. Also kind of carried by Ariana DeBose's incredible voice, by the way, props to her. The songs are great as standalone songs, but they mostly don't fit in a Disney movie. Compare these to timeless classics like Circle of Life, A Whole New World, or The Beauty and the Beast. There's just no comparing in terms of lyrics and composition. And that's not to say that they should be compared to the best of the best, but it's clear that Wish's songs are such a sad attempt at getting close to that standard. And that's the thing. This movie is supposed to be the celebration of 100 years of Disney. Come on, Disney. You could have done so much better here. It's disappointing, honestly. Anyway, I've talked about some of the elements of the movie, and I do think people are overly hating. There are definitely a lot of rough elements, but I feel like Wish is more the embodiment of hope that Disney's looking to change in some ways. The Disney is looking for a path forward, and Wish is the first rough draft. They're trying to figure out what works for today's audience, it seems like, and they should definitely take away some positives from this for sure. So although personally I wasn't a huge fan of Wish, I do think that this is just the rocky beginning of a new age for Disney animated movies. Now, it's time for the most important part, or least important part, of review videos depending on who you ask. It's time for the score. After putting much thought into this, I'm gonna go with a 6.5. It passes, it was enjoyable, I love some of the songs, but really it's pretty rough around the edges. Disney, take notes please, and do better. Anyway guys, that's all from today's video. Let me know what you guys thought of Wish in the comment section below, if you guys have watched it, if you guys are even gonna watch it, if you're interested. I'm really curious to know your thoughts. That's all from me, but anyway, see you in the next one.